folks, and we've come to have a look at this. We'll get a bit closer to it if we can. Okay, so carrying on from the last video we did. Now, I've had new information that what I thought was a pump house is actually a World War II telephone exchange. Well, we're here, up near Perranporth, and we're going to have a look at this, which is pretty much an identical twin. What we've actually got here is a World War II telephone exchange, which was to serve RAF Perranporth, or RAF Trevellus as it was better known at. Now it looks like it's all here and complete, but for some reason it's got mesh on the windows. Now the light is terrible today for filming as well. We've also got this bar area around it as well, which doesn't help, but look, you can see here it's just like the other one, I guess. Pretty overgrown. And doing the best to try and get around some of this boggy marsh area. Now, it's uncanny really, because we've pretty much got an identical building to the location of the previous video, and this is World War II telephone exchange. And you can see here we've got the blast wall, just like we've got down the road, and he is totally sealed up. There's no way anyone can get inside there, but obviously, you know, another interesting part of this one is this, what looks like a secondary wall around it, but basic layout is pretty much the same. And I'd just like to thank one of my subscribers, Feld Gendarme Ridpath, for giving me this information, and I've taken the opportunity to come up today as well while it's still fresh in your mind, because as we're all getting old and we do forget, but I was quite eager to try and find this one, and luckily I have. So it's going to be marked on my map now as an item of location of interest. So just had to do a fair bit of walking to get here, but I'm glad I found it, and it's pretty good. So it's a shame we can't really go inside it, but grateful nonetheless that we found it. And just got a bit confused with obviously the directions to get here, but we have finally found it, which is really interesting. I'm glad of that. It's been a bit of a mixed bag day really, and we've got some pretty strong wind. I've also got some hail as well, and obviously today I've come out on the bike mainly to give it a run, but yeah, you can see there's lots of the stonework is covered in ivy, which is pretty usual, pretty normal for an old disused building. But we'll go back around it, and well, just try and shelter from the wind a moment. But yeah, it's just worth pointing out as well, obviously, although it is a bit of a distance, it's still quite close to the former RAF Trevellus or Perranporth, but just wanted to have a look at it anyway. But thanks for watching, and briefly we're going to go and visit the revisit the location of the other one as well, and we'll have a bit more in-depth look at that. But bye for now, and stay in touch. Cheers guys. Right then folks, so we're back at the site of this World War II telephone exchange, and this is a different one. This is the one I featured in my video, which I mistook as a pump house. Well, information has proven that that is definitely not the case. So we're back again for another look at it. And unlike the last one, we can actually go inside this one. So what I didn't have with me the last time I came to visit it is a light. So we're inside it now, and concrete roof is in remarkable condition. Dry folks, yeah, and obviously bits and pieces on the floor. Couldn't really see very well in here the last time without a light. It was quite difficult to see. You see the vents and stuff, but got some wood coming out of the wall there just below that vent. It's obviously indication of some sort of shelf or where something would have been bolted, but got the original World War II metal vents up there. Look, wow, family of snails in there. Look, that's just amazing. And yes, it's very small. There's not really, it's not really anything special, but obviously it is history, folks. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really think there are too many people that would even know what this was, to be honest, which is why it's a bit of a bonus discovery. Now obviously, so talking about then, how do we really know that it is a telephone exchange? Well, that's a bit of a difficult question to answer, but of course it makes sense really, because I'm going to show you something else in a minute. And from the location where we are, then we're not really that far away from the old operations room, which for RAF Portreath, which is roughly in the area known as Gwellan Moor now. That's down there, and I'll have a look in a minute, have a bit more look at that. So now, one of the weird things which I suppose I didn't really think about was the fact that how much information would have flowed through the cables that came out of this, all relevant stuff from orders and intelligence and all sorts of other information. And it's, I'd imagine it's pretty busy. Now the thing that threw me with this last time was the fact that we've got all of this which appears to be hose pipe. Now it's got nothing to do with the origin of the site. We've got this large blast wall here. Now a blast wall should have really given me a clue about what it actually is. Now obviously, as somebody said, rightly so, that if it was an ordinary civilian pump house or whatever, then it's doubtful it would have been built with a blast wall. Now obviously a blast wall to protect from detonation of an aerial bomb nearby, definitely to protect the doors and obviously anybody in here. So telephone exchanges were pretty much safe to say this one would have been probably automated and would have been, you know, unmanned most of the time, apart from a visiting technician possibly. But just looking at the exterior again, and so there was one intriguing thing as well about around the back of this building, which is still here, is this little stone marker. Now I've been unable to research this. I'm assuming that it's got something to do with to mark the fact that there's a cable in the ground, or, you know, something else important. But if anybody's got any ideas about this, then please pop a comment in the box, and that would be brilliant. So now back to what I was saying about the telephone exchange. Well, quite simple really, because I'm guessing this is you know, a wartime building. Well, I'm pretty certain it's a wartime building. But if we look over this way, we have a modern telephone exchange right next door. Now obviously not really sure when this was built, but I would say that maybe when things were upgraded sometime post-war, then it would be likely that they would have made use of existing things in the ground like cables and things like that, and obviously then replaced them at a later date. So, you know, I don't think it's a coincidence really. We've got a modern, currently working telephone exchange right next to the site of a World War II one. So it's brilliant to come back and see this now, knowing all of this you know, information, and it's a really great thing. Now I personally have seen this building many times, and to be quite honest with you, I've just ignored it, and I'm sure many other people have as well. But in the last visit we've done to Perranporth, now you'll see the similarity of the buildings, but unlike the Perranporth building, which if you look at some of the footage I've done, you'll see, then this one I would say is actually a lot smaller and without a window. So we'll have one last look inside it, and now this underground space I'm almost certain is for, you know, cable conduits, things like that. And rather interestingly, well, look, I can't believe I never noticed these before, you've got these cylindrical holes on this raised sort of concrete floor. Now I'm pretty certain that these would have been for cables coming in or going out possibly, and I'd imagine by the size of those holes, rough guess, looking at about 6 inches in diameter, then I would say that would be some pretty sizable cables coming out there. And, you know, we'll have a look if we can. Can't really see much below the floor, but it does get a bit deeper. Lots of litter as well, and, you know, obviously got some wood here as well, so it looks like something, you know, from the original design and structure of it. But looking pretty good, and it's great really when you finally realise, if you're not sure about something and then you finally get the answers, then I'm pretty convinced that you know, this little story has been you know, more information has been revealed on it, and it's just a great opportunity to uncover some forgotten history. But I'd just like to say to all my subscribers again, thanks for watching, and stay in touch guys, and we'll see you soon.